Regarding this exercise, it can be concluded that this passive voice we are being defined out of Christina Sánchez, María Torres, Verónica Méndez, Alice Marrero, and my person, Francesca Zambrano. Teacher, Luis Almeida, Universidad Metropolitana, for English Course 3. When do we use
Hello, my name is Verónica Méndez, and today I'm going to explain to you how to make a passive voice sentence. First, you can take any sentence and see the form. In this case, we have this sentence. The judge found the suspect guilty. In this case, the most important part of the sentence is the subject who did the action. But if we use passive voice, we don't need to say who did the action. But we need to mention first the object who receives the action. So, in the following form, we can see the passive voice form. First, we change it, the object to the first place, and we use verb to be, then the past participle verb, and we choose if we want or not to add the subject who did the action. But that's the most important thing, to emphasize the object of the action. Thank you.
it? It is you when we want the sentence to focus on the object rather than the subject as is usual. In this way, the subject is the element that performs the action, and the object is the one that is affected by the action.
Now, maybe you're wondering, okay, active or passive, but what is a voice? Let me explain it to you. It describes if the subject does or receives the action of the verb, whether it's active or passive. Sometimes it focuses, the voice, it focuses on the subject, this will be active, and other times it focuses on the object, this will be passive. But let's explain a little bit more. About active voice. It is used to describe who or what did the action. This will be the subject. The structure will be subject plus verb performed by the subject and the optional object. But let's see this example. The police arrested the thief. The police is the subject. Arrested is the verb that is performed by the subject. And the thief is the object. If we change this phrase, it turns into passive voice that focuses to describe the object who receives the action. The structure will be object, some form of the verb to be, past participle of the verb, plus by, plus subject. For example, the thief was arrested by the police. If you see, the subject is at the end and is not performing the verb. In this case, the voice and the verb, it's like focuses to describes the action and who receives the action. To understand better these examples, let's see another sentences. The burglar is the subject. Broke into my grandma's house. This will be active voice. The burglar is the subject. Broke, the verb that it's performed by the subject. Into my grandma's house, the object. But if we change into passive voice, the second one, it turns my grandma's house, the object, was broken, the verb in past participle tense, by the burglar. The subject it's at the end. It is not performing the verb. I hope it will make it more clear now.
Talking about present simple, continuous and perfect, past simple, perfect and continuous, future simple, and be going to be in passive voice. This presentation goes over grammar in the English language. The object in mind is to give the audience a base on which to build upon so the many research more on the subject and a later time and learn about grammar. Thank you for your attention. We have been group 5. Present simple, passive voice. In the present simple, the passive voice is am, is, are, and past participle. Remember, the past participle always stay the same. Example, Robert is meaning for Bitcoin. Remember, the past participle always stay the same, only the form of be changed. Other examples. Negative and question. This is other examples. Present continuous passive voice. The structure for the present continuous passive is subject is are more being more the past participle. Note that the person who is fixed the car is not mentioned on the sentence. My car is being fixed, leaving out the person of the doing the action in common in passive statement. Example, Robert is getting through the FBI's firewalls to hack their system. Present perfect passive voice. We use the present perfect in the passive form for all the same reason we used in the activity form to talk about recent action experience and ongoing action situations. In the present perfect form with the passive, we always use has been, has, has, have been, and the past participle form. Example, have you ever hacked something? Past simple, passive voice. Past simple passive is normally used to talk about some complete action in the past. In the passive voice, emphasis is put on the effect on an action rather than on the others. Example, did you hack their system? Past perfect passive voice. The past perfect tense in the passive voice is made by putting had been before the past participle of the verb. This is example active form and passive form. The example for the class with the sorry the mm, this example is about the I don't know how I say sorry I'm nervous. Robert hacked the FBI system. It's about cyber hacker. Past continuous passive voice. In the passive voice, in past continuous require two auxiliaries to be was or were, and the second auxiliary is being and the main verb changed to past participle. Example, I was hacking the system. Future simple passive voice. In the present simple, the passive is sorry. In the passive verb from the simple future tense is made by putting will, shall, and before the past participle from the verb. Example, will you hack the system? Sorry, it's a mistake in the presentation. Future be going to passive voice. This is the forming to go into future passive. The example for the class is: will you be going to hack the system?
Basically, there are two types of voice in English grammar as active and passive voice. In active voice, the subject is the door of the action performed, while in the passive voice, the subject remains an involuntary door. There, you will read a voice, the passive voice of interrogative sentence. Who to form passive voice of interrogative sentence? Interrogative sentences are formed in the following ways: with being a verb form, with verb do, does, did, with having, has, had, with modal verb. Below I will show you example of affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentence of the passive voice. Affirmative sentence is experts say criminals use social media to create fake profile and scam people. It is said that criminals use social network to create false profile of victims and thus create benefit of any kind in return. In the case of negative, people don't take cybersecurity seriously. Cybersecurity is not taken seriously by people. And interrogatives. Have any of you been hacked? Do you call some cybercrime in your country? Questions in passive are formed with to be and the past participle. To be must subject must verb in the past participle must complement. Question word who, why must to be subjected must verb in past. For example, why are people scam in cyber scam? Modal verb is a conjugate in the recait tense and the followed by be must participle agreeing with the subject. For example, the offender did not want to be identified by this person. The cops need a clue that will lead them to discover the criminal.
Hi, me again. Let's refresh. What did we learn today? We learned a lot of stuff today actually. This list of content it will make like more clear everything. We learn the use of passive voice, the difference between active and passive voice, the verbal tenses, passive questions, examples and games, and modal verbs too, and some crime and legal language. That was great. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments, please. And there's a list of references that we love to share with you so you can search for more information and we hope you like it. Last but not least, we almost forgot our final games. So here they are. You just have to click in the links below to do the number one. Let's begin. It's a little crossword. It's called both time to refresh and for example, let's make one. I mean action. It's right over here or participle it's right over here so you just have to do it and I hope you have fun. And the second one is this, that it's really fun. First, let's wait. Okay, we have this image, so I think that's suspect for me to be fast because we have like just a little bit of time. This could be criminal or burglar, and then here it goes. The one who performs the verb in active voice. I think that can be the subject. So I'm not going to do it all because you have to do it, but I don't know. We hope you have good luck, and that will be all for our passive voice video. Bye!